experts, and they could, very quickly attempt the questions. And this was that's why it went very tough. We saw a lot of up and down, people moving from 10th position straight to first position and things like that. So Gurusha Luglav is the winner on that. Ayush Badade, first runner up, and Sakib Patel, second runner up. Electrical, the winner was Debantak Sarkar, first runner up Vishal Sagar, and second runner up Krishan Agyakari Raja Babu. In the electronics branch, we had Nagesh Patle, Gopi Krishnan K, and Varid Joshi. Again, we had something similar in this electronics also. And there was a lot of up and down. People were very enthusiastically attempting the questions and putting up their good effort. So it was very close. Um, we also have given the basically for the finals we had shortlisted 30 participants in each branch, and 30 minus these three, all of them will be getting 500 rupees as consolation prize. In the mechanical branch, the winner was Sumit Shivare, first runner up Yashraj Gawande, and second runner up Palash Jain. In the pharmacy, wherein again we saw very tough competition, lot of participation, and uh, this is one area where many questions were answered correctly by all participants. I saw it only in this discipline that 2 3 questions were answered right by all the participants. The winner is Naga Soumya, then first runner up Niranjan Gade, and second runner up was Tanya Agrawal. Then in the chemical branch, wherein we had comparatively less participation, Vikas Pathe as the winner, Karthik Popat was the first runner up, and second runner up was Alok Kumar. Metallurgy is another branch where we had relatively less participation. The winner is Shivansh. First runner-up is Suyash Peshwe, and second runner-up is Karimji Venkatesh. Mining, again, slightly less. So these three had relatively less participation: chemical, metallurgy, and mining. And in mining, the winner is Amartya Sonje, first runner-up Janvi Budhania, and second runner-up is Abhishek Gupta. So all of these participants will be getting, winner will be getting 10,000 rupees, first runner 7,500, and second runner up 5,000 rupees. All of this will be directly put into their accounts. The account information we will be gathering from them, and eventually the amounts will be transferred to them. Thank you. Sunil sir, Bhatt sir, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you, Naresh. And now it is time to listen to our chief guest, uh, Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe sir. And there is no need to introduce, but as a part of ritual, I will just introduce to him that basically he is a mechanical engineer, a gold medalist in his career, and he had been at IIT Guwahati as deputy director. Then he was director of COEP. He brought COEP to a much higher level than what it was 10 years back, and today it is one of the best engineering colleges. And now he is looking after AICT as its chairman, and he is also chairman of Board of Governors NIT Arunachal Pradesh. He has taken a lot of good initiatives, and he has been very cooperative. Whenever we call to interact him, he is always very open. So I would love to hear from you, sir, your guidance regarding how we should go about in this industry academia conclave and this quizzing, how we can take it further. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sunil Bhatt, for this introduction. But sometimes you should ask us what is to be introduced, because something which is not existing also you speak out. I'm no more the chairman of the Board of Governors of NIT. My term is over.
Okay,
So,
sir.
so you must be
Sorry, sorry.
lifting
Yeah,
somewhere,
yeah.
somewhere biodata and then telling. So I think best thing is don't introduce at all.
Yeah.
People will understand by our speech whether you deserve it or not, automatically. Anyway, in a lighter vein.
Yes, sir.
But Dayananda, who eloquently talked about various possibilities between industry institute interaction, and Naresh Chafalkar, Safikar, who has also expressed about this entire quiz competition, Kaun Banega Udyogpati, on the same lines as Kaun Banega Karodpati. Although we are not giving crore here, that even 10,000, if it is invested properly by these people who are becoming entrepreneurs, Kaun Banega Udyogpati is an entrepreneur. If an entrepreneur gets 10,000, he knows how to multiply it to 10 lakh and then to 1 crore. So part of the job is to be done by him only. If he is truly an entrepreneur, truly an udyogpati. So I think the prize money is not small. It is big enough for starting that seed grant, small one. So I think that is what it is all about. So I think it is very interesting that in 3 branches, number of participants were less. It is obvious at least out of 2. Mining and metallurgy, very few institutions have these branches. So there was certainly less number of participation. But I was a little wondering why chemical also has less participation, because there are a large number of chemical engineering, students, although it's not same as civil, mechanical, electrical, electronics, and computer science. So given that this is a very good initiative, interesting initiative, novel initiative undertaken by IISF, thanks to Dr. Sunil Bhatt and whoever helped in, creating this kind of a quiz competition. Now I'm giving you a suggestion that industry often talks about another issue, that is employability. Our graduates coming out of our institutions are not employable is a refrain, whether it is FICCI, NASCOM, CII, and any industry you talk about that, they say that in our times we were all very good. These days the graduates are not employable. But I beg to differ. Anyway, that is on another count and another day. Let it be where it is. If required, I will speak about that as well at the end. But interestingly, if that is the case, so there are many challenges which our students of today's generation are also facing. So how do we really make them employable? And that is where some of the suggestions which Dr. Dayananda gave are valid and very, very important. We always used to talk about word industry institute interaction. My college days, 1975, in my college, we used to have some seminar on industry institute interaction. Some 4 or 5 people from industry will come, some academicians will come, they will speak in a seminar and then vanish. We didn't have even placement office at that time. So we had to apply for job on our own later after we graduate by looking at newspaper advertisements in whatever ISRO or DRDO or NAL, HAL or some government job or UPSC or Indian Engineering Service and so on. There were hardly any jobs available from the campus. Maybe IITs had it, but ordinary colleges did not have this. So even meeting at the time of what we call today as the placement drive was also not existing. So industry and institute really used to interact only on one day in a year on a seminar day. Other than that, nothing used to happen. So we have graduated from there. Now industries often come to institutes for not only recruitment, but many times they come otherwise as well. So that is how it has to be strengthened. So industry institute collaboration became important. Today, I always say that it is not even collaboration. Collaboration means these are 2 different entities. I'm saying industry institute partnerships. We should assume that we are together, we will work together, and we will do whatever best in order to create employability of our Indian engineering graduates as well as other graduates. It's not just engineering, but any graduate for that matter. And from that point in view, there are several initiatives which Dayananda has already said. I'm repeating. Well, it's always good to revise the syllabus and then do well in the examination. So I'm revising some of the things which he has already spoken. First thing is curriculum itself. Many times, and this is a fact, as far as curriculum is concerned, it is many times outdated because universities are very slow in action. The curriculum is not revised for 7 years, 10 years. Industry does not wait for your curriculum to be revised and then the graduates to be up to the mark. And therefore, forget about even a cycle of 4 years, which I used to say about 5 years ago. Today, revision of curriculum is required on an annual basis. the technologies that are emerging, whether AI, IoT, machine learning, deep learning, robotics, 3D printing, blockchain, augmented reality, virtual reality, cloud computing, cyber security, all of these are covering all domains. It is not just in computer science and electronics, in mechanical engineering, in automotive, in metallurgy, smart materials, you name it, and everywhere these domains of machine learning and AI are going to become very, very important and valid. And therefore, how do we bring such courses in the curriculum is the number one thing which has to be done. So if a college and university has a board of studies or something like that, or a senate or an academic council, you must have representative from industry. Industry should not shy away, and they should go there and should have a holistic overall view. I have seen that also. There is another problem from industry side, that suppose someone is coming from Tata Steel. I should not mention the name of the organization, otherwise they will feel you are targeting a particular organization. Suppose XXX, some automotive industry, and they say they will drive that in the curriculum. Everything that is required for automotive industry, they will try to push it in the curriculum. And the academicians and the curricula are not meant for only the automotive industry. It is also meant for steel industry. It is meant for IT industry. It is meant for all others. And therefore, there are two important things that the industry also, when they participate in such meetings, should decide, that what is common for all the industries across the board. And quite often we talk about communication skills, life skills, team building, teamwork, then time management, communication in various forms. I think these are common skills which are necessary for all industries, anyone. Even if you go to higher studies, that is required for doing your master's and PhD. So I think that is the responsibility of the institution, no doubt about it. And then, depending on what is desired in the industry, you must have scores of electives. And depending on which student is interested in which domain and area, he may take those 3-4 electives and get little bit specialized in that holistic domain. And depending on the type of job, he can apply and he can get the job. I think that is where we should clearly discern between what I need should not be pushed, but what is required by the entire industry should be pushed by the industry onto the curriculum revision. I think this is one part which is very significant and important. My industry friends have to do it. Second one, which I did want to say, but now I am tempted to say, is none of us are ready-made from day one in the industry. That is another expectation from the industry. I'll give a collateral example. When in the late 90s, when IT industry was in great boom, TCS of the world, Infosys, Wipro, Cognizant, all of these industries, these are 4 top guys, but there are other 10, 15 major IT companies. All of them required huge manpower. And that was so much that because it's all service, so you didn't have to write really large code. Number of people who were knowing code were very little, but they needed someone who knows little bit of computer programming and some service, so that they will go and install that in their other organization. And then some debugging, bugging, etc., some problems which are arising to take care of it. And therefore, anyone on the street who is walking around, and there were jokes in the placement cells, students from metallurgy, civil, mechanical, some of them were very passionate about taking jobs in hardcore industry, not in the software industry. But by chance, they are walking around, that IT company will just catch hold of them and put them there. And once one job is obtained, you are not allowed to sit in another one. So people used to run away. I'm just giving another example on the Raksha Bandhan. I know how boys will run away from here and there. Something similar, they used to run away from our TCS and Infosys kind of companies. So that being the case, the industry used to catch anyone, metallurgy, civil engineering. Forget that, they started recruiting even BSc, computer science, BCA, MCA. Then they even said that BSc physics math fellow can join in advance and we will train him for 1 year and then recruit him. All of that happened. That time, no one complained that graduates are not employable. They were absolutely not employable, but they were taken in because there was a need for the industry. Today, you require very highly skilled manpower in the IT industry. You need to know AI, machine learning, otherwise you're not useful. So they will say that these graduates do not know such coding, that coding, and similarly with the other industry as well. So I think therefore, and secondly, all of us as the highest species, There are people from biological sciences here, they will understand better. Right from bacterium onwards, if you look at the species up to the Homo sapiens, that is the human beings, the activity starting from birth, what happens? Bacteria and viruses divide into whatever, and then they are active. And as you go up the ladder in fishes and amphibians, birds, up to mammals, the birth takes place and you take some time to get yourself activated and fully functional. You come to human beings, first 9, 10 months, they are absolutely doing nothing, sleeping, and then watching here and there and taking food and no activity at all except three very important things like breathing, eating, and then excreting. Other than that, no activity actually it does, but it is observing. And therefore, when such students, they join industry, if you give them enough time to learn the practices of that industry, they will be able to manage what you need and they will be able to deliver. And like a child takes 9, 10 months in an industry, in our times, there used to be what is known as engineer trainee or whatever you call different names. And after that grill of about 10 months going to different sections of the industry, it is there still in BARC, BRC, it is still there in ISRO. I think people go through different divisions and then wherever you are suited most or where the industry requires the most, they are placed. Today, it's not the case. They want ready-made fellow on the day one. I think we are Homo sapiens. We will not allow that to happen. We will have a holistic idea of the entire industry and the requirement. And when we come, please give us some time to absorb any new technology which comes in. Also, I am ready to capture that within no time and will be able to contribute to the industry. That confidence we have to build up in our students. And therefore, another responsibility on the industry friends is to provide internship. We have made internship mandatory. Making it on paper is very easy, but we found that even if we say that 5 industries you have to work with and sign an MOU, we received about 45,000 different industry names or whatever, and then MOU signed by 10,000 institutions. But when we went into detail, there were some fake ones. That means that college has not approached that industry at all, because that industry does not exist in the first place. And therefore, I think sometimes when we make such rules, they are just for the show, they will say that we have done it. But the other way around is also important. In a place like Nagpur or Mumbai or Delhi or Lucknow or whatever big cities and metros, there are industries in and around, and such colleges may be easily able to manage those MOUs. What about tier 2, tier 3, small place colleges? I think they really do not have wherewithal. And how much time will they spend to go to a city and try to engage? Therefore, my appeal to industries, we have an AICT's portal for internship. If you allow again to me also screen sharing, like there was difficulty for Naresh, I will also probably face the same difficulty. If I get it, I will show you the internship portal. I think industry should come and onboard your whatever internship requirements are there. If you do that, I'm still disabled. So once I'm enabled, I can show 2 of these very important initiatives that we have done. So I think the crux of the matter is industry should give whatever internships they can provide onto portal. We will do matchmaking. It is an AI-based tool, depending on the interest of the student, interest of the location where he wants to undertake internship, and the internship being provided by which industry, which area, what requirement they have. We will do matchmaking. It is like shadi.com, something similar to that, between industry and the student, we will be able to engage and get them what opportunities required. But now the next part is there are lots of students who are also attending this particular seminar, because they were some of them prize winners. So naturally, when prizes are there, they are attentive. Otherwise, they are not attentive in the class, and same way here. So I think please be attentive. If you don't get opportunity, you crib about it. If you get an opportunity, make full utilization of that internship. That 2 months of vacation, 3 times means, because in second year, third year, fourth year, or 1 full semester if the curriculum permits. You have to be on the toes. You learn as much as possible from the industry. Trouble the people who are there in the industry, ask questions. That is what is the spirit with which, if you take it forward and start learning, I'm sure no industry will say that you are not employable. In fact, those who have gone to internships, there have been pre-placement offers. And I think this is a new term which has started happening. When a person observes, in an industry, in 2 months, 6 months, every day you are coming, your time of coming, going, with whom you are interacting, what are the questions you are asking, how are you whiling away the time, or you are studying something, are you contributing or not contributing. I think any supervisor who is attending to you as a mentor, he would have observed. And if you have all the qualities that are desired by the industry, you may be little poor in your academics, maybe your CGPA is less or your marks are less, doesn't matter. But if you have that quality of giving attention, trying to learn, learnability, and very much great interest and passion in engineering, if this is observed, he will tell his boss and you will be recruited much before your normal placement session starts. And this is what is happening. So my attention to your students, all of you who are attending, is make best use of this opportunity of internship as and when it is given by the industry. So one
Can
is,
you try sharing once again?
yeah, you have shared. Yeah, now I think I've got it, but I'm seeing. ये दूसरे का ही दिख रहा है मुझे.
Now it is there.
Yeah, now it is there. I will just show. This is the internship portal. So we have even government departments like Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Ministry of Railways, small and medium scale, they are all being onboarded. And here is where find an internship and hire an intern. So I think this is that matchmaking. So people who want to hire an intern, industry can click and tell how many students they would like to take internship, which month they would like to take, in which area, if they have a restriction on percentage of marks, what earlier studies they must have done, all of that you can give it here. And student will say, I want to take internship in materials management industry, or something like maybe auto industry or steel industry or aluminum, whatever it is. He will give that. And then based on that, these are the available opportunities. You can see the places of popular cities where internships are a huge number. We have already onboarded huge number of internships, but this is not enough. We get 1 million students in engineering every year. And if you have to have 3 summer vacations, it becomes 3 million in a way. So 3 million students, 30 lakh students should get internship. But whereas we have got in not even up to a few lakh, 1 or 2 lakh. So there is a big demand and requirement. I'm sure you would be able to do that. Then also said that problem statements being given from industry and solutions being given. We have another portal called Yukti. And this is a portal, again, a matchmaking. Any student who has some idea which he would like to develop further, he can give here. He may continue to get support from some industry to do that, or industry can pose a problem for students and they may take up the problem and try to solve that problem. And if there is a limited funding required, you may either provide. If funding is not available from your side, college may do something. There are multiple ways by which we can start engaging with each other and try to help each other in order to really create an environment where we will be able to really empower our students. And the next important thing which I wanted to tell was share screen. I'll stop now. Anyway, you can see these are available on our portal and you can look at it. So like our Kaun Banega Udyogpati, because employability is a bigger issue. All people cannot become Udyogpati. Even if 5% become, we will be transforming India. 5% students, if they become Udyogpatis, I think employment problem will be vanishing from the country. But there are still large and big companies, so employability is important. Therefore, कौन बनेगा उद्योग प्रिय, उद्योगों के लिए प्रिय होने वाला आदमी कौन है, इसको ढूंढने का भी करना है. एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी स्किल टेस्ट करने के लिए अगले साल से वो भी करेंगे, ऐसा मुझे लगता है. और एक नीट प्लेटफॉर्म भी हमने डेवलप किया है. तो नीट इज नेशनल अलायंस फॉर नेशनल एजुकेशनल अलायंस फॉर टेक्नोलॉजीज, where AI-based personalized learning tools are established. It's for money, it's not free. These are all companies, both startups and large and small scale industries, who have created AI-based learning tool for becoming employable, for becoming an entrepreneur. And the fee ranges from even small as 5,000, 10,000 to even some of them up to 60,000 like that. But every 4 students who take this product, that company has to give 1 product free, and which we are distributing to poorer sections of the society, deprived sections of the society like SC, ST and economically backward. So that means on one side, people who are capable of paying, they can pay and become employable and become an entrepreneur. On the other side, someone who is keen in learning but cannot have wherewithal because with low income, we will support them as well. I think this is how this portal is also there. So I think there are several initiatives for industry, institute, partnership, interaction, what we are saying to partnership, which we have come to. Let us make use of all of that and then give projects, give a lot of even laboratory facilities for some of the institutions, and use laboratory facilities for testing, give consultancy projects. I think there can be some 100 ways of collaboration and partnership between industry and the institution. My only appeal to both is, let us step two steps forward, and always don't crib that industry is not coming to us, or the industry should not say institute is not coming. तो रास्ता दूर है, दूरी ज्यादा है, दूरी कम करना है तो दोनों को दो दो चार चार कदम आगे बढ़ना चाहिए. हम 4 कदम पीछे जाएंगे, आप भी का 4 कदम पीछे जाएंगे तो दूरी और बढ़ेगी. दूरी नहीं बढ़नी है और हम एक साथ में आना है तो दोनों कदम दोनों बढ़ाते बढ़ाते जाएंगे तो हम देश का कदम बढ़ाएंगे, हम आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाने में भी सक्षम होंगे. नमस्कार जी, इतना काफी है. और कुछ किसी को कहना है तो बाद में इसका क्वेश्चन आंसर भी ले सकता हूं. आपकी कोई प्रश्न है तो उसका उत्तर भी देने के लिए मैं तैयार हूं.
Manoj sir, you can take over now.
Thank you very much, sir. Your experience and directions, we will follow them, and we will move towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat as you have suggested, sir. So with this, I request my colleague Shailesh ji for vote of thanks. So, okay.
Good evening, everyone. It is my honor to propose a formal vote of thanks. I, on behalf of CSIR IAP and IISF IAC 2020, take this opportunity to thank respected Chairman AICT, Professor Anil Ji Sahasbuddhe, the chief guest of this event, to have graced this occasion and addressed this session. His views are words of wisdom and eye-opening for us, and we would follow them to contribute more to the subject. I am also grateful and thankful to Dr. Dayananda GN, the outstanding scientist and head of Technology Management Directorate, for sparing his time and giving an excellent and informative talk. I am thankful to all keynote speakers and panelists for sparing their time and highlighting the gap between industry and academia. We are grateful to companies like L&T, Mahindra, TCS, GAIL, Nokia, BSNL, IOCL for providing industry-oriented questions, and Karthik Vyas and Gayatri Fadnis for hosting the quiz. I am thankful to Dr. Manoj Srivastava sir for nice and warm welcome address, Dr. Sunil Bhatt for presenting very clear and lucid outcome of the event, Sri Naresh Chafekar ji for declaring the winner of IAC quiz competition. Our heartfelt thanks are also due to our director CSIR IAP, Dr. Anjan Ray sir, for supporting, providing constructive feedback and inspiring us throughout this event. I must not be forgetful in thanking our team member and the coordinator who have worked tirelessly for last 1 month to make this event a great success. I will name them: Dr. Manoj Srivastava sir, Dr. Mithilesh Tiwari ji, Dr. Sunil Bhatt, Dr. Tara Kantajana, Dr. G.C. Pandey, Dr. Atul Ranjan, Dr. Jayati Trivedi, Ms. Prerna from NISCARE, Ms. Rasmi Singh, Mr. Arpit, Mr. Girish Joshi, Dr. Paresh Prakash Itankar from Viva. Last but not the least, I would like to extend a special thanks to the participants, audience, and media who made this event a great success. Thank you all, and thank you again.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir,
Thank you very much.
for joining.
Thank you.
And
Thank you all the panelists and all participants and the hosts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dayananda ji. बहुत अच्छा.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, you are saying I was acha, but you are brilliant.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, आप बहुत सारा आपने बहुत अच्छा बताया. मैं जोक किया थोड़ा सा.
Thank you all the panelists, Mr. Sunil Bhatt,
Yeah,
Mr. Mithilesh,
yeah,
Mr. Naresh,
yeah.
and all panelists, Professor Anil G. Saab.
नमस्कार.
Thank you very much.
नमस्कार. नमस्कार.
अच्छा, वो चाबी आप रख लेना, चाबी बंद कर देना है ना जी सर, चाबी आपके पास भी नहीं है, तो मैं कर दो सर बंद।